So guys, crazy volatility in the markets. We're seeing the markets dump like crazy right now. We're anticipating the price action around Bitcoin and how everything was, either going to rip up or see deviations. And on the monthly time frame, it looked like we were going to be seeing corrections. And right now, guys, altcoins are not looking too hot compared to Ethereum. Some people believe Ethereum is about to explode. And right now, there's mixed sentiments in the crypto markets around altcoins and exactly what you should be doing. So in today's video, I want to walk you guys through the price action we're seeing for Bitcoin, for altcoins, for Ethereum. What is anticipating moving into August? Are we going to be deviating more? Is everything about to rip up? I'm going to walk you guys through all that price action and what is anticipated. But if you guys are new to my channel, check out the rest of my content. I keep you guys updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of. Guys, my last 3 videos, I talked about how volatility was going to be happening in these next few days, which is what's happening right now. Pretty much due to the FOMC meeting, pretty much a buy the rumor, sell the news kind of event, and pretty much the trade deals that are going into an effect. And then on top of that, guys, how everything is having an effect due to a lot of tariff pushes that are being pushed by Trump right now to multiple countries. So there's a lot of mixed sentiment. Markets are dumping, and you need to be aware of this stuff. And on this channel, I do that for you. So with all that being said, guys, let's go ahead and jump straight into the markets, price action, sentiment, and what you need to be aware of. So guys, like how I said, the crypto markets right now are seeing a bunch of red. Now, this is due to multiple different things. It's due to pretty much Trump imposing a lot of new reciprocal tariffs and also the FOMC meeting that happened, which determined that rate cuts were not going to be happening. As a result, guys, markets are seeing corrections, and we did see, explosive moves not only for Bitcoin but also Ethereum for the month of July. And now, guys, moving into August, we're more than likely going to be seeing a little bit of corrections before we see that giant rip up. We talked about this yesterday with Crypto Intelligence X's perspective on Bitcoin. He believed that since we tested specific variations of zones, pretty much hit that 116K region, from there tap the daily FVG, and then pretty much staying around those specific Fibonacci levels. He really believed that an all-time high was pretty much on the cusp. But right now, guys, we're seeing those deviations, and it pretty much aligned with what I was anticipating based off of what the monthly time frame was telling us. Justin Bennett talked about this as well. He said Bitcoin held through the FOMC meeting, which was yesterday. He says we probably see 120K liquidity, and it goes on to say at a minimum potentially 121.5. From there we most likely get the pullback. Same plan. And this is where it all varies based off of what is actually happening with global economic events and actually how investors feel. Right now we're already seeing that pullback sitting at around 115,000. Could we be touching that 121,000 region that Justin Bennett is talking about? Potentially, but I still see us touching down to this 112, 113,000 region, guys, before we start rallying up. Now, Ethereum, guys, has been looking quite bullish, but also has a little bit of an imbalanced region and liquidity where more than likely a lot of people are going to be shorting and selling. And this is where, a lot of people believe more likely we're going to be ripping up for Ethereum, but others believe potentially that this is pretty much going to be the start of more deviations. I honestly think, guys, pullbacks are going to be happening, but this is where you got to have different perspectives and just understand what everyone is saying. Altcoins, guys, as a result, are seeing pretty much that red price action after seeing that long green wick pretty much for the month of July. Like how I said, corrections were pretty much inbound, and right now that's currently what we're seeing. Everyone's anticipating altcoin season, but honestly, guys, with how Bitcoin dominance is also looking as well, I think we're going to be seeing a correction with this chart hitting back to that 68% region, potentially even a little bit higher from there, returning all of that liquidity into altcoins. And like how I said, I gave you guys the perspective around Bitcoin yesterday, talking about exactly if we could potentially shoot up to new all-time highs and break pretty much that previous region that we were seeing, or pretty much touch those zones and then from there deviate and then potentially have a huge rip up. Right now, guys, we're seeing the deviations because usually, guys, whenever we see crazy pumps, corrections tend to happen. And that's why I'm keeping you updated with all this information, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, stay tuned. I give you guys multiple different perspectives, not just my own. Now, jumping into it, Crypto Mitch now also talks about exactly Bitcoin and pretty much the correction that's taking place. And I align also with Crypto Mitchell's perspective, just because whenever corrections take place, guys, it's pretty much anticipated after giant rip-ups. And the best thing you could do is dollar cost average and pretty much, wait for that huge rip-up for altcoins. He says Bitcoin doing the correction dance again. Are we going to break downwards and provide a market-wide correction, an opportunity to everyone to get positioned into altcoins? That's the question right now. And this is where, a lot of people believe we're just going to be ripping up. But I really am telling you guys, whenever we see crazy explosive moves like what you're seeing on these monthly time frames, we see corrections. It's just bound to happen. When everything goes up, everything must come down. And it's just a matter of time, guys. Healthy corrections is good, because if we just rip up, then we're going to crash down super hard. And this is kind of a little bit of, a taste of that. Now, jumping into exactly how altcoins are reacting based off of Ethereum, I've been telling you guys, Ethereum is outperforming compared to altcoins. And it's really based on the fact that we need to break that previous all-time high with Ethereum for everyone to just get super euphoric about investing into altcoins. Everyone has been feeling the pain, so no one really, feels super euphoric about jumping into, altcoins, even though Ethereum has been rallying super hard. We need to pretty much break that 4,000 region. But jumping into it, Benjamin Cohen says alts are down another 4% this week against Ethereum. I'm sure your alt is great, but what if it bleeds against Ethereum? And this kind of, got me a little angry. It pissed me off, because this post right here down here below actually is a great comment to him. He says, not sure what you're trying to say here, Benjamin. Should we all just give up on any crypto that is not Bitcoin or Ethereum just because they move more volatile than Bitcoin and Ethereum? Make it make sense. I sincerely want to know. And it's true, guys. And he goes on to try to give, his own perspective. And he's just saying, guys, we're in the phase of the cycle where alts bleed against ETH. But this is a horrible perspective, because if you're someone that doesn't really know what's going on, and then you hear someone like Benjamin Cohen, someone that's been here for multiple cycles, and then he tells you that if your alt is bleeding against Ethereum, you should probably sell. This is the worst perspective I have heard. Of course, he's not telling you to sell your altcoins, but most people in the space do not know what to do with information like this. And whenever I see it, it gets me really angry, because people that don't know what they're doing, they see this and they think that they need to sell their altcoins, and then in a few months, he's going to be saying how, this was bound to happen, and that now altcoins are going to see their time in the sun. So I love Benjamin Cohen and his perspective on the markets, but it's great to see that altcoins, yes, they're not performing as well against Ethereum, but that doesn't mean you should just dump your crypto bag or your crypto portfolio. What it really matters in terms of investing in an altcoin is the actual project itself, the technology that they're building, the community, and how they're updating with their project. If they're actually keeping consistent updates, they're bringing actual real technology in the space, screw whatever Ethereum is telling you. In a matter of time, your altcoins are going to get that huge rip up. So even though alts are bleeding right now against Ethereum, understand that it's only a matter of time before altcoins get their time in the sun. Now, not all altcoins are going to explode, but if you're invested in strong altcoins, don't let posts like this scare you. I love Benjamin Cohen, but this post kind of got me a little angry. Jumping into pretty much Justin Bennett. Justin Bennett's talking about how exactly right now he believes that we're going to be ripping up for Ethereum based off of exactly a few specific regions that we're seeing, and overall how he just believes that, we've already tested these specific zones. He says Ethereum looks ready for 4,100. There's no shortage of sell side imbalances to target if we get the pullback from there. And you could see in both of these charts, guys, where potentially whenever we hit that zone, then we could potentially see that deviation. But currently, we're not seeing any specific imbalances that would cause us to hit specific zones. This is where he draws that trend line, this wedge, and this is where everyone has, a different perspective. But this is super bullish, guys. This is why everyone thinks that more likely we're just going to be ripping up, and I'm all in for it. But as everything progresses on a day-to-day basis, I'm not just going to call for altcoin season automatically. I don't want you guys to get, just pretty much blindsided. Kobe's letter talks about exactly the pretty much reciprocal tariffs that are going into effect from President Trump. Canada's affected, Switzerland, South Africa, Taiwan, Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Malaysia, Indonesia, Turkey, Venezuela. Tariffs set to go live on August 1st at midnight, guys, which is tomorrow or today, depending on how you look at midnight. But regardless, this is going to have an effect on the market. We're already seeing the markets have an effect. Everything is already deviating. And this is why whenever I see posts from Merlin the Trader or anyone else, I am super bullish. I always show you guys charts like this as well to give you guys a little bit of euphoria. But at the end of the day, we're more than likely going to be seeing more deviations and more corrections before the giant rip up. So while posts like this are beneficial, while they do give you a little bit of hope, do not get blindsided by this. At the end of the day, of course, these are similar patterns, but these things take months, sometimes even years. So we're pretty much in the last end of this cycle, guys. So at the end of the day, be ready for corrections, be ready for volatility. Like how I said, markets are affected right now based off of exactly how everyone's affected due to the reciprocal tariffs, how everyone is responding to the FOMC decision, and then on top of that, the liquidations that we saw yesterday. It's pretty much just having a huge effect, and this is why this is the worst time to be selling your altcoins, because this is what has an effect on retail investors. This is what causes everybody to dump their portfolios, and this is why most people will not make it in crypto. My crypto portfolio, guys, look at Hash AI, down 20% on the 7-day. Just a Chill Guy, 22%. Mr. Miggles, 26%. Mr. Miggles and Just a Chill Guy are just meme coins, so I'm not too worried about those. But these AI coins are the ones that I'm really focused on, I'm really looking at. And whenever I see deviations like this, I'm not freaking out. Why? Because I know that these projects are building for the long term, that they're actually keeping their community updated, they're profitable, and they're going to be making change in the space. It's just a matter of time. Ethereum is outperforming altcoins, and right now alts are not looking quite good compared to Ethereum. So this is where it's just a matter of dollar cost averaging and waiting for liquidity to move back into your altcoins. But guys, swiping everything to the side, that is currently what is taking place in the crypto space. Right now, we have a whole bunch of mixed sentiment based off of exactly the FOMC decision that happened, reciprocal tariffs that are going to be going into effect at 12 a.m. midnight today or tomorrow, however you want to look at it. It's tomorrow technically. And then on top of that, guys, overall exactly how the monthly time frame looked for multiple assets. And this is why in my past few videos I let you guys know that volatility was going to happen, that deviations were going to take place, and to dollar cost average. But you know, I only get 80 views, 100 views, and I think it's just because most people are not looking for real good information. They're gravitating towards what everyone is, oh, everything's dumping, you need to sell now, or buy this altcoin or you're not going to get rich, or this or that. You need to be keeping up with the day-to-day events, price action, and the sentiment so that you can position yourself correctly. If not, more than likely you're going to sell too soon or you're going to sell too late. And on this channel, I do not plan on doing that. So if you're new to my channel, check out the rest of my content, guys, to keep you updated on the day-to-day events, price action on Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, how liquidity is shifting, and practically everything you need to be aware of. I cannot stress it enough, guys, about keeping up with all these news events, the sentiment, and the perspectives, because since I do it on a day-to-day basis, I practically know more than likely what's going to be happening tomorrow and the day after that. And whenever something does happen, I pretty much start to learn exactly what happened in that day and pinpoint what caused everything to, you know, rally or dump. And that's why on this channel, I mix perspectives. I don't just feel that I'm the guy that knows everything. No, while I do have a good perspective on price action and the markets, I love to get everyone else's perspective, mix it, intertwine it, and show you exactly what you should be thinking. So if you're new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think of my perspective, let me know what you think of my content, share the channel with someone, guys, that wants to learn more about crypto, that doesn't know anything, that wants to get into the space. I want to be able to help individuals not only that have an understanding in the markets, but also people that are just getting started. So, new to the channel, drop me a comment, like, subscribe, share the channel. Let me know what you guys think. And overall, stay tuned. Do not capitulate your bags, guys. I drop day-to-day content. So hopefully I catch you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the markets aren't looking too red, but get ready for volatility. Peace.